Actually, as you said, it's a vague word. It doesn't have a meaning. When you say you are restructuring, what are you restructuring? What do you want? That's the problem. The problem is that we are yet to define what exactly we want. Now, if we don't identify what we want and clearly understand what we want, we can never agree. Now, tell me that, look, I want devolution of power. I want A, I want B, I want C. Is that restructuring to you? Now, to somebody, it might be different. Now, but to me personally, as I said, I don't even think it is important or necessary all this talk about restructuring. It's something that just started because of one reason or the other. Well,
no, I think this conversation, I mean, from my understanding so far, has been because there are grievances as to how development has occurred across the country. It's been claimed that some regions are more developed than others. Some have enjoyed better federal government presence compared to the others, and that the overall well-being of the Nigerian person, of the Nigerian, is not equal in terms of there's income inequality, high poverty levels compared to when you look at regions. So I'm thinking that perhaps is what has brought about. So when you say restructuring, maybe, like you said, maybe we don't know what we want, but something restructuring starts that change. That shouldn't be a problem. This is purely a subject of political economy. As a nation, you know, one nation is more developed than another nation. One nation has more poverty than another nation. One nation is less educated than another. Now, in a nation that nations thinks to be united and developed and one single entity as a nation, it should be a problem for all the nation. Not a single problem for Northern Nigeria or Southern Nigeria or East. No, this is Nigeria. Now, as a Nigeria, it's a question of you give, you take. In a political economy, a system of political economy, you look at it that you have this, I have this. Now, how do we come together and build a nation? As long as we stand up and say, I am a Northerner, I am a Southerner, I am an Easterner, I want this for my people, I want this, we are not a nation. But it appears that is our reality. That is what we've always done.
Let's go back to history, Esther. What brought the first coup in Nigeria? It has nothing to do with corruption. There was not corruption as we call it that. It was simply that one part of the country think that I should have the president. And that this the other country, but the section that think they should have the country didn't have the president. So they say, okay, why shouldn't we have such a coup? There was a coup, and it was agreed that that coup was a sectional coup. There shouldn't have ever been a coup in Nigeria at that time. Now, after that coup, what brought the civil war? It was not to develop Nigeria or to develop a section of Nigeria, no, because we think that we don't want to be with you. We want to go. All this talk, now, when did we start to realize that one section is dominating another one? This is not something of today or tomorrow. We should, ask my own perspective, that we should either try to look at ourselves as Nigerians, build Nigeria where each and every Nigerian will be proud to be a Nigerian and not being proud to be a Northerner or Easterner or Southerner.
Yes.
Or else we should decide not to be together. We should just decide to each one of us go his own way. That's my point. And
some or many are of the opinion that if we are to achieve that, if we are to tell ourselves that we are Nigerians, let us move forward as Nigerians, let's move forward as one entity, you know, equitable and all of that, then we cannot continue with the status quo. We cannot continue with the kind of leadership perhaps that we have. We cannot continue with the way the regions are being, you know, not equally, you know, being developed, you know, etc. So I'm thinking, perhaps from that point of view, that angle, then we can take up the word. Because whether we like it or not,
the problem of Nigeria is one. The problem of Nigeria is one. The quality of leadership is poor in Nigeria. And that quality of leadership, I'm not talking only the presidency, from the grassroots, one's leadership, anywhere, the quality of our leadership is extremely poor. Extremely poor. Now, this is a nation where people start to think me first rather than the nation next. Now, we come from the minor to the bigger, rather than from the bigger perspective to the lower. The Nigerian situation is pathetic. We start from me, then my village, then my state, then my region, then my country. This is the situation we are in.
So that is an orientation.
That is the orientation. Now, there was only once or twice in this country that when I felt that people were trying to be proud that we are Nigerians. Probably you are Murtala Muhammad when he was the president of Nigeria, the military president of Nigeria, people start feeling that yes, we are Nigerian, because the leadership at that time was looking at each and everyone as Nigerian. You understand? Now after that, then we went into a situation whereby we look at leadership as a personal achievement, as something that yes, I have arrived, yes, it is me, first before my state. Each and every person that now is aspiring to be a president or a governor or whatever in Nigerian situation, he is not thinking of building a Nigeria. He is thinking of, yes, I was once a governor. Then he's thinking next to his own people, his own locality. That is not a nation. And secondly, look at the Nigerian situation. We don't have respect for one another. No nation, and I repeat, no nation will ever progress if they don't respect one another. It's not the issue of whether you have so many, this is the population or this is the richness you have. You have to respect yourselves, respect one another. I respect you, not simply because you are from my state or from my local. You are a Nigerian, I respect you. You respect me. Once you start to talk, a talk that you look at the gown he's wearing, now then, you are demonizing, you are bringing down the quality of the nation, not my one person. Nigerians, there is nothing wrong with Nigeria that we are thinking for restructuring. The fundamental problem
you don't think that we need devolution of powers for once?
I don't think.
And allowing the states to control the resources because the federal government. You don't think the federal government is burdened with carrying all of that?
It all depends on how you use the power. It all depends on how you rule. If you are going to restructure today with the same mentality, with the same people, with the same thinking, Nigeria will continue to be what it is.
So you don't think that the country will be better off if states have control over their own resources?
No, I don't think so.
Without that restructuring, we cannot be who we want to be. It's only we just be being under the shadow of some section of the country. I mean, I don't want to be under any shadow any longer. That is, someone is born to rule, someone is the countryman for only the president. There must be equity if you want to be one nation. And that is why the elder statesmen have known all this and have digested it when the elder statesmen of the South have started coming out that give us decentralize the country, or decentralization now, and true federalism will be the good things to go about. And one thing again, that they were planning the cabals. I'm talking of the Nigerian cabals they believe that they own Nigeria. As it is now, we are not federalism. We are not practicing real federalism as it is, because there is, injustice for some region, while the other region are enjoying most of the largest, in population, in where they would not have census for a while.
Now, and what is this resources of the state? Are you talking about the states don't have a resource? The resource is owned by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria resources.
With the federal government as custodian, in court. So that is one of the challenges. They say, federal government, step out of the way. Let us have control. Let us till the ground. Let us harness this minerals and resources that we have in our soil.
Is that the biggest problem we have? Is that the only thing we are thinking of? That okay, you don't have minerals.
It's about the fact that it's purely economics. It's all about.
It is economics. But what we are saying is that your resources and my resources can be harnessed to make Nigerians, individual Nigerians, people Nigerians, you and me, to be a better people. Now, it's not for you. Take, for instance, a state has so resources. It wants to control resources. State B doesn't have. It has nothing. Now, what you are telling me that you are not sharing, this is mine. And I'm telling you that in a family, in a nation, where we live as a nation, yours and mine are ours. The problem, as I told you, that is simply leadership, the quality of a leader. Take anybody.
So if we had good leadership, according to you, at the top and for each state,
yes,
we wouldn't have that problem here in Nigeria.
Every nation, name a nation that has never ever developed without a leadership.
Okay.
No nation has ever developed without a leadership. One single individual person can make a nation develop, and one single individual leader can destroy a nation. And we are yet in Nigeria to find a qualitative leader who exactly is driving Nigeria where it is supposed to go. We have everything that it takes to be a nation.
Okay, let us move this along. Still on northern Nigeria and how it sees restructuring. There have been so many comments, even by prominent Nigerians, that the North is nervous about restructuring, that the North feels like it doesn't stand, it wouldn't benefit from a restructuring. And I'm thinking, from what angle is that coming from? No, perhaps you want to wait.
As I told you, I don't think I should speak for them, but what I know, what I have seen.
When you hear that, what comes to mind?
Now, nobody, rather most people in the North are not scared of restructuring. In fact, what is favorable in northern Nigeria is not restructuring. What is more favorable in northern Nigeria, I believe and I know, is let's have two different nations. Let each nation go its own way. Believe me honestly. This is, I think, the most favorable notion. But the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has said it clearly that, no, look, the question of secession does not arise. Now, that is one view, that is one position. But myself, personally, I think we are sitting on a bombshell. Let us sit down and sit down. Are we really comfortable with one another and we want to be a nation?
So are you saying that you believe that the North will be better off on its
own? I believe the North will be better off as a single separate entity with whoever wants to go, let go. You see, let us look at from this perspective. What actually brought all this noise about restructuring? There was the issue of Biafra. There was the issue of this, what they call the IPAD. They want Biafra and Kanu and all this noise. Then there was this issue of northern youth that came up and give the alternative that, look, you want Biafra, good, but get out of northern Nigeria. That was the genesis of what brought up the issue of restructuring. Now, that question of the secession from the Biafran seceded, cooled down. There was so much talk and so much that because, even the United Nations talk about it, because there was almost like a threat from the northern Nigeria that people should get out. Now, that's what brought this new issue about restructuring. The actual fact is that since we started as a nation, we have been creating problems for ourselves, one after the other, nothing has solved it. The first republic of Nigeria was a federation, a true federation. There was a coup, and that coup, the fighters of that coup turned Nigeria. They wanted to turn Nigeria into a unitary government. They turned it into a unitary. After the decree unifying the whole Nigeria, there was a counter coup. They said no. That was what brought about the creation of both states in Nigeria. All these are movements from one problem to another, one problem to another. I keep saying, and I repeat myself, if we cannot have a leadership, if we cannot believe to be Nigerians, if we cannot be proud that you are from Edo, I am from Katsina, you are from Sokoto, I am from Bayelsa, that we are one and equal Nigerians, that I have a right to be a Nigerian as much as you have a right to be. And if we cannot understand that one, if we cannot respect ourselves and respect each other on that one, believe me honestly, there is no amount of restructuring that we will do that will make Nigeria a better Nigeria.
Hi, my people, welcome back. I think you're listening to what this man that is showing on my screen. I think you have listened to what he said concerning restructuring. Though we've been talking about this restructuring every day and night, and this thing now seems not to work because there are some persons out there like this man now. There are some of them from northern side that are against restructuring because they don't want this restructuring to happen because of their own selfish interest. If not, how will you come out to see restructuring cannot help this nation? All these people we are seeing, though, you get why I say, okay, let me bring this video to you guys notice, because of the way many of these people now are just doing all this thing. I don't know what they are gaining from all these things they are seeing, but I don't know how or why will this kind of person now we come out to say, okay, restructuring is not gonna help any country. Though the only thing that can help this country, to me, the only thing they can help this country is not as if, okay, person just did they talk about the thing where it's okay, they bring anything to the table. This restructuring, why many other people are clamoring for it, is that it's not as if okay they are clamoring for it for the benefit of their own self, but they are clamoring for it for the benefit of those people who are who reside in the region with them. But all these northern people, I don't know what has gone ahead of them. Will be okay. Anytime restructuring matter is on the table, they normally comes out to talk anything that pertain restructuring. They normally kick against restructuring, and it's not as if okay power is in their hand now. This video, you get why I say okay, let me just put it for analysis, because this video now. This video now video will be so okay, all these people, all this man will be saying that they see now video when he don't do when Buhari was ruling na be this pay. Why as him have carry and come show on ABC you see this internet will be so okay with this, so anything will be so okay you talk you go deceive. Wey be say okay the unborn the people wey be say okay they never born, the unborn children who come and see it. If the unborn children now once they give birth to them, now they will come and say all these people wey be say okay they against Nigeria. That is why I say okay let me just show some of una wey be say okay na never see am. You understand? So all these kind of people are the people who have destroyed this country. All these people are the people who have taken Nigeria from what it was to how it is now. And I know so okay this country was once great before, but all these people, it's not as if okay we are putting all the blames on only northerners. It's not only northerners, all the leaders that we have in this country, both what's it called, traditional leaders and many other people that call themselves a leader, are those people who hold this country back. If this country really want to be great again or come back again as a country, though this country now I'm not even considering it as a country, I'm seeing it as something like a state. This country is just like a state to me, because of the way those people like that normally be in power, normally pack anything or whatever that come to their own hand, to their own region, and that is not how it's supposed to be. The purpose of being a leader is not okay for you to just go there and be taking what belong to everybody to your own people only. That is not how things is done. That is why you see so okay many people they come out they complain about this restructuring and everything. If not, if Nigeria is good, nobody will come out to say okay let this country be restructured. But why are we saying restructuring every time? We are saying it because this country is not benefiting anybody. The average people in this country are not enjoying anything at all. Not only the people will be so okay them they up then they up, and then people will be so okay then them they get whatever they want clear in this country. So this country need to be restructured according to many southerners. Say it's only southerners will be so okay they have not been treating or been treated well. It's only them that are clamoring for all this thing that is going on. But what do we have to say? You have nothing to say. You that is there clamoring for all this restructuring, you shouldn't give up on this. This country will be restructured. If not, no one. I don't tell you how many times did I call no one? 3 times. No one will enjoy this country. That's what we have to tell you guys today. And for those of you guys that are just coming here today, if today is your first time, please kindly like our video, share, and also subscribe. Thank you.